What's up people, how are you doing? My name is Dani and welcome to the renovation of the Caliente's house. Today we'll be having a pretty long voiceover because there's a lot of things I want to talk about. Let's start with the house, shall we? I actually don't have a lot to say about it. I wasn't really inspired for this one, to be honest. I think it was a mixture of being tired and the frustration of not being able to use any of the new items I got with my very first packs. In case you missed it, this is not a base game channel anymore. I got cats and dogs and my first pet a couple weeks ago. I made a video about my first impressions and everything. Now, you're probably wondering, wait, if you have new items and everything, why didn't you use them? Well, that's because I like to stick to my routines and patterns. This is originally a base game house, so I thought it would only make sense to renovate it as a base game house too. All of the other renovations were base game, and this one doesn't deserve any special treatment or something. So yeah, this is still a base game only speed build. It was hard to resist the urge to use the new items, that's why I got frustrated, but I did it. In the end, I did it. Maybe I should have tried to build a house from scratch first, where I could use all of the new stuff without worry, but you know, sometimes I'm not smart, especially when I'm this tired. Anyway, moving on. What can I say about this house? Well, it's not my best build, but I still quite like the result. I basically only changed the decoration, everything else is pretty much the same. I struggled a lot with the wall paint this time for some reason. When I first got into the house, I saw that bright orange color on the walls and I was like, oh god no, please no. But then I found out that I didn't like to see any other color on those walls. I'm guessing it was the same situation as when I was renovating the roomie's house. You know, when I found a new color swatch for the flooring and I thought it was ugly as hell, but at the same time I loved it and wanted to make something out of it. Yeah, it's the same thing. That orange is hideous too, but it's so ugly that it becomes fascinating. It hypnotizes you, you know? So I tried a few things and I finally found a good combination. I managed to pull it off quite well, if I'm allowed to say so myself. I also struggled a little with the bedrooms because I wanted to try to keep the color scheme from the original bedrooms, but I couldn't. I'm sorry, but that yellow bedroom is a sin. It's the ugliest thing I've seen in this house, and unlike the orange paint on the walls, I hate it with a burning passion. I can't stand it, so I got rid of it. Other than that, the house is pretty much the same, so yeah, nothing else to say about that. Then let's move on to the second and probably most interesting subject of this voiceover, Caliente drama. So as usual, after building the house, I went into live mode to take screenshots and I started playing with the family for some time while waiting for the perfect light to hit the front of the house. And of course, the Calientes being who they are, things got out of hand pretty fast. First, Katrina and Nina started flirting with Don Lothario at the same time. The three of them were sitting on the couch, watching television and flirting with each other. Their relationships were not very developed at this point, so no one got mad. But I was left with a dilemma. Would it be better to get Don Lothario dating Katrina, Nina, or both? I checked their traits and aspirations while searching for an answer, and that's when I noticed their aspirations. Don Lothario has the serial romantic aspiration, no surprises there. But Nina has the villainous Valentine aspiration and Katrina has the soulmate aspiration. Do you know what that means? That's the perfect recipe for disaster. Katrina doesn't want a mere fling, she wants an actual relationship. Don Lothario, on the other hand, just wants to have fun with a bunch of different people. And then Nina, she actually wants to destroy other people's relationships and split them up. So, what do you think would happen if Katrina and Don Lothario were to get married just to have their relationship destroyed by Katrina's own daughter? How twisted and cool would that be, huh? Oh, I really want to make a dirty joke about it right now, but it's probably not a good idea. Oh, I just can't wait to see the drama happen. Actually, should I record it so you guys can see it too? Let me know in the comments if you are interested, okay? I can make like a mini series or something. But now let's move on to Dina. Surprisingly, she didn't get involved in the family's drama. Instead, she had her own drama. While I was trying to figure out what to do with the other three, I happened to notice that Dina wished to flirt with Kian. You know, the red-headed guy from the Asylum Challenge? The father of the BFF of the Red Generation in the Breed Out the Weird Challenge? Yeah, that one. He's married to a woman named Leslie, and they have a teenage daughter together. They were a happy, healthy couple until Dina decided to change that. She started flirting with Kian, he seemed to like it a lot, and they ended up agreeing to go out on a date. They went to a bar, and guess who was there? Yup, that's right, Kian's wife. Obviously she got furious, but surprisingly she didn't start a fight or anything. She just left, stomping like she wanted to break the ground under her feet. That's something I miss from The Sims 2, actually. I thought it was really funny how they would always choose violence. Oh, good times, good times. Anyway, Dina got pregnant from Kian. So she now has a baby boy called Xander. And Carly, Kian's daughter, has a half sibling now. I thought this was the end of Kian and Leslie's marriage, but when I went to play with them to see how things were going, Leslie seemed like she wanted to forget about everything, forgive Kian, and keep the happy marriage facade. I'm not sure that's the healthiest option, but I mean, who am I to judge? I guess we will just have to wait for developments on this matter. Now, with all of that said, I want to apologize again for the lack of videos lately. In case you are not aware, I was called to be an extra in a series that is being shot in my city, so I don't have a lot of time or energy left to invest here on the channel. I'm sorry, I'm just not good at multitasking, okay? But don't worry, I will be done with the shooting on December 20th, so we should be back on schedule after that. Well, I mean, then it will be Christmas time. My father will be coming back, and I don't know how that will affect my ability to record new videos, but we will see. We will see. These past 3 weeks were pretty intense for me, I'm not gonna lie. Every aspect of my life got shaken up during that time. My professional situation, my financial situation, my relationship situation, even my health situation, both physical and mental. Actually, I have a story to tell you about that, if you don't mind. So, I was called for the first day of shooting on November 29th. But the day before that was the beginning of the cold I mentioned in some other videos. I was having a massive headache, I was feeling super nauseous, I was probably running a fever too, but my thermometer was broken and my mother couldn't find her thermometer, so I couldn't check my temperature to be sure. But anyway, because of my upset stomach, I couldn't really eat the day before the shooting. I had to force myself to eat a few bites of rice with tuna fish for lunch and a couple spoons of chicken soup for dinner, because I knew it would be worse if I spent the whole day on an empty stomach. My blood pressure is usually low, and if I don't eat, I will pass out. Anyway, I spent the whole day trying to recover because I really didn't want to miss the shooting the next day, and luckily I woke up feeling a lot better. My throat was a mess, but the headache and the upset stomach were gone. I ate a big bowl of cereal for breakfast and left for the shooting. They dressed me up, did my hair and makeup, and then took us to the set. I wasn't chosen for the very first scene of the day, so I was left waiting with some other extras on the side. Now, let me mention a few important facts. We were outside. It was very early in the morning. We were very close to the sea, and it's winter right now. I was wearing a jacket, but under it, I was wearing a very thin dress and very thin socks. Put all of that together, plus the fact that I was recovering from a cold that prevented me from eating the day before, and what do you get? Yup, disaster. Suddenly, my vision became very weird. I don't know how to explain it. I felt like I was falling to the back of my own head. Does that make any sense? I knew that was not a good sign, so I started looking around, searching for a place I could sit down, but there was nothing. It had been raining earlier, so everything was damp. Luckily, I saw the guy in charge of the extras coming my way, and I started walking to him to ask for a place to sit. The first step was okay. The second one, not so much. When I went for the third step, I started feeling like I had lost the ability to keep my own torso straight. Luckily, the guy was right in front of me at this point. He wasn't looking at me though, he was texting on his phone, and I only had time to say, Miguel, that's his name, by the way. Miguel, is there a place I could sit? I'm not feeling so... and I crashed on his shoulder. I couldn't even finish the word good. My body just stopped responding. My knees turned into butter and my torso tilted forward, right on top of his shoulder. Because he had been distracted with his phone in his hand, he only had like a few split seconds to react. He still managed to hold me somehow, but we got stuck in this really weird position until this woman showed up to help him hold me. So for a few minutes, I was stuck between the two of them like a dead fish, staring at the ground with eyes wide open while trying to prevent myself from passing out and dying of embarrassment. Everyone was saying that I passed out, but I didn't. Seriously, I was conscious the whole time, I swear. I could see, I could hear everything they were saying. I just couldn't bring myself to answer because my brain was using all of its remaining power to keep me from really falling on top of the two people holding me. Anyway, someone eventually brought me a chair and I started feeling instantly better once I was sitting down. Someone asked me if I wanted salt or sugar, and just 3 or 4 seconds after I said salt, I had this napkin with a huge chunk of salt on my hand and a bottle of water on the other hand. I had no idea where they got those so fast, but they got them. I spent like 10 minutes licking that thing while everyone else was still freaking out, asking me if I was okay, and I was just like, yeah, I'm okay, don't worry, I'm sorry for this whole mess. Miguel even gave me his jacket when he realized I was shivering. I mean, I didn't even realize I was shivering myself. He was the one pointing that out. But so, yeah, pure chaos. The other extras spent the rest of the day asking me if I was feeling okay or if I needed anything. A really nice guy even went through the trouble of getting me a pastry and a Pepsi in a nearby bakery. It was cute, but it also made me kind of uncomfortable, to be honest. I don't like to be in the spotlight like that. And now the whole crew knows me as the girl that passed out on set. Yay! What fun! Even yesterday the hairdresser brought that up while she was doing my hair. And I must say I really didn't like the way she said, "Oh, you are the girl who passed out the other day. Are you going to pass out on us again?" Like, she clearly wasn't asking that out of concern. She was trying to make a joke, but it also kind of sounded like she was mocking me in the process. And that is exactly the reason why I hate to expose myself when I'm at my weakest. There will always be some stupid-ass idiot to mock you and make fun of you. I really hope you burn your little finger on your hair straightener, my kind lady. Anyway, I've been talking for too long. My voice doesn't sound weird anymore though. That's a positive. So thank you so much for watching and for listening to my rambling. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, because I'll be back in a couple days and you don't want to miss a thing. Trust me. See you then, and happy holidays!